Let's look at why Tesla is a buy on the 1-hour chart, not on the daily chart. Tesla closed up today $3.84. That's 1.56%. Closed at 250.22. Post-market, we are up by 6 cents. So let's look at what we have here on the chart. Basically, we had Tesla that broke. If we recap a little bit, Tesla broke on Wednesday 240.89, and we thought it was going to go further down. There was this double resistance thing that I should have talked more about. It was there. It was there. It has been there for a long time. 238.11, and basically Tesla bounced on it and went a little bit higher yesterday and also today. Let's take a look at the 1-hour chart. So on the 1-hour chart, this is a lot clearer. We see a lot more things. So basically, yesterday we could not break 247. It just stayed right there. We had stochastic over 60. So all we needed to have is a break at 247 in order to have a buy signal. The buy signal came today on the 1-hour chart. So if you want to catch a little bit of a swing, that might not last too long. It might last maybe a couple of hours, maybe a couple of days. The couple of hours is already gone. Maybe it could last a couple of days. Then you can do so because we have broken and closed on the first hour. We closed 247 and we have stochastic over 60, as I said. And yes, Tesla pulled back during the day, but this is textbook perfect. This is textbook perfect in terms of it basically bounced back on 247. It did not close right above 247 at 130. It just went a little bit higher. That's even better in terms of the force in that stock. And since the last 2 hours, we have been continuing up. So because we have this bounce right here, this allowed me to draw this bullish channel support. So now we have the official, this is the official bullish channel support we have on the 1-hour chart. This is where we are going. And then at some point next week, we are going to test this downward resistance, this downward channel that we also have right here. So maybe this buy signal on the 1-hour chart is only going to last up to 250 or so, but it's still almost 10 bucks up. If you buy one option, that can be worth $1,000 approximately. This is perfect. We are having the pullback here before we have the move. And it's always important. I need to talk about this. It's always important. It's always important to look at diagonal support and not only horizontal supports. If you see somebody do technical analysis only looking at horizontal supports, they are missing the picture. They are missing the picture. Yes, it's showing something interesting, but once we are coming out of a congestion zone, this is the congestion zone right here. Once we are coming out of it, we should be looking to draw a bullish channel or a bearish channel. This is what is going to clearly show what is the path. When a stock is going higher and higher, the path is like this. It has an angle. It has an angle, and we need to capture that. If we only capture a horizontal resistance and support, this is not enough information that we are getting from the market. This one is going great in terms of indicators. Stochastic at 77. MACD, we have the 2 lines above 0. We have RSI, and DMI is not there yet, but maybe is very close to being there. Let's go back on the daily chart. So on the daily chart, there's no buy signal yet, and there won't be for some time, because in order to get a buy signal on the daily chart, we need to break this. And then we need to break a horizontal resistance. So it could be something like this one right here at 260.78, depending on how we are breaking this downward resistance. So this is how I cannot tell you exactly if this is going to be this one or 265.32. And we need to have stochastic over 60. So most likely on the daily chart, we might not be, it is possible that we don't get much buying because, as I said earlier this week, we are probably going to do something like this. So on the 1-hour chart, we can catch some of these little swings. But even then, even on the 1-hour chart, at some point, this is not going to make much sense because things are going to be a little bit too tight. So we are going to need to be a little bit patient. In terms of the indicators, we have stochastic at 35. We don't have the 2 lines of MACD above 0. We have RSI that's negative, and the DMI is also negative. Let's take a look at some Tesla news. So we have here Tesla Semi travels over 1,000 miles in a single charge in a real world test for a new independent study. So this is pretty impressive. There have been a lot of doubts about Class 8 battery semi-electric trucks. Battery electric semi-trucks. Many didn't think that they would be able to compete with diesel trucks. And there's this Bill Gates that argued that all electric semi-trucks like this Tesla Semi would probably never work because battery would be too heavy. Tesla proved him wrong last year with a 500-mile trip with a load on one charge. That's pretty nice. Now the 18-day study has concluded, and on the second to last day, the Tesla Semi number 3 managed to travel a record 1,000 miles in a single day. Okay, this is a single day. This is not on a single charge. So maybe I've said in single charge, this is in a single day. Yeah, this is still pretty good. Also, Tesla breaks ground on its futuristic diner with drive-in theater and supercharger. This is pretty cool. This is really cool. So Tesla and Elon are just out-of-the-box thinkers. They are thinking about pleasing their customers, whatever they have to do in order to please them. And when people were complaining, where can I charge my car if I go on a road trip? And Elon said, okay, yeah, it makes sense. This is a problem. I'm going to fix it. And he built the supercharger network. And now this is boring when you recharge. So why not create these drive-in supercharger with diner? I think it makes a whole lot of sense. And this is making me think of a chain in the US. The car makers are just building cars, but Tesla is thinking outside the box. They created the superchargers. They are creating some diners and solar panels and battery packs and everything. They don't think in terms of we are in the car industry. We are in the industry to please our customers. This is our industry, and more CEOs and MBAs should be thinking like that. Okay, let's take a look at the VIX. So VIX is up 17 cents, 0.98%, closed at 1751. How come? VIX is up, but the stock market is pretty much up also. Yes, VIX is up, but only looking at the close. This change is just looking at the close. We closed just a little bit higher than where we were yesterday. But if you look at the overall day, this was the high. This was the range of trading yesterday, and this is the range of trading today. This is still going down. So this is what's helping the stock market. So we are happy for now because I'm personally into Tesla on the 1-hour charts. I just want the VIX to come down to have my swing. Let's take a look at bonds. So bonds are stabilizing a little bit. Yes, they are a little bit higher, 0.004. But again, the range of trading is lower than this. This is going down at least today from yesterday. Rivian, after having broken this downward resistance, we are at 24.28, up 1.2, closed at 5. This is up 5.2%. This is doing very good. The last thing that we need to de-risk Rivian with is it going to be stuck into this congestion zone. We need to break 24.62. We have stochastic over 60, so everything is going to be good if we break 24.62. So personally, I'm thinking of getting into Rivian as soon as it breaks 24.62, but then there's a caveat here. This is a straight line, and we are going to have a pullback to define the new channel. The new channel has not been defined yet. You can either get in as soon as we break 24.62 after we have a close on the daily chart there. You can buy here. Be prepared that we could be having a pullback. I don't know where it is going to be. It could be just right here. It could be just right here. It could be just above 24.62. Nobody knows where it is going to be. But just be prepared that if you enter, you might have to suffer a little bit of a move down before we have the bounce on our new bullish channel. Or either you don't buy above 24.62 right away and you wait for the pullback if it comes, because sometimes stocks just go and there's no pullback, and then you are sorry if you wanted to have a pullback. So these are the two choices that you can do. Myself, I'm just going to go in above 24.62. If I see a pullback down, I think I'm going to suffer it until 23.59. That's a reasonable place because we have some resistance right here. This was a congestion zone in the past, in the not too distant past. So maybe it's going to jump there. And then I'm going to suffer it until here. And then I'm going to continue with it. Let's take a look at Xpeng. So Xpeng is doing great too. So we are up 1.14, 6.62%, closed at 18.36. This one is outside of its downward channel right here. So right now we are just waiting for it to break 19.22, and maybe this one has already given us a channel right here, because it did just a little bit of a move up and then it went sideways and then did this. So this could have been enough to tell us that this is the channel. This one, I would definitely not wait to have a pullback, because we have a low here and we have a higher low right here. But this is not the case for Rivian, because this is way too steep. There's no pullback anywhere here. So that's the difference between the two. And if you are a subscriber at around $6, $5-6 a month, this is what is mentioned right here in the de-risking buying checklist. We have a L1 and we have an L2. And when we have L2, this is checking a box right here that is increasing your chance that things are just going to continue higher. Okay, so NEO is up 13 cents, 1.46%. So this is a green candle. Yes, it closed higher. We don't have stochastic over 60 here. This is still not ready. VinFast, we don't care. Apple is bouncing a little bit. There's no stochastics. Yeah, this is not yet ready. Yes, we could say if we climb back above 174.58 right here, then this is going to be a buy signal if we have stochastic over 60. So yeah, we could say that here. But so far, it's going to take a couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days until we get stochastic over 60, unless we have a big move like this. But we are still into a downward channel. This is a wide downward channel. So depending on the size of the downward channel, we sometimes can get a buy signal on the daily chart that we can use to make a little bit of money, even on the daily chart. It just depends on the size of the channel. Tesla in 2022, it had a huge channel. The channel was like $200 wide. So yes, even on the daily chart, we had some buy signals right here that we could use. But when the channel is too shallow, we need to jump on the 1 hour chart in order to get a decent buy signal. If not, we are just buying on a whim. And I personally don't like to do it. ARM is zigzagging a little bit. Yeah, it's barely outside of our bullish channel, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay, Palantir, look at this. Look at this, closed at $16. Why $16? Because that's a resistance. That's a resistance. So we closed up 23 cents, 1.46%, closed at $16. Closed at $16. So look at this. It tried to go higher, but was squished down like crazy. Let's go on the 1 hour chart. Yep. It really tried, stayed there, but then it caved in a little bit. So we don't know what is going to happen next Monday. Let's wait until next Monday to see. If it starts above 16, it's going to be very tempting to get in. This is an area where you can do your own research and you can make your own decisions. Okay, Nvidia up $4.10, 0.95%, close at $434.99. So look at this, just close right shy of this 440.51. So this is getting there. Stochastic is not over 60 yet. Let's take a look at our indices. So Dow Jones, you know what? Yeah, it's not looking super good. 0.47% down. We are zigzagging above and below 336.38. When it zigzags like this, up and down and up and down and up and down, I don't like that. So I usually do another support. And look at this. It fits perfectly. It fits perfectly on June 6th. So then this is going to be the real support I'm going to be using instead of telling you, oh, it's below, it's above, it's below, it's above. It does not make sense. SPX is bumping up a little bit, even though it's down 0.27%. Look at this, a higher high and a higher low. This is going higher. The same thing for Nasdaq Composite, up 0.14%. They are inching a little bit higher. If VIX comes down at the beginning of the week, next week, we are going to see all of these indices just go and reach at least this resistance right here. So we could be having a nice swing next week. Gold, what is happening with gold? Is it just with Sprott physical gold? So we are down 1.45%. Okay, it's only 1.45%, but it looks awful. It looks really awful. And look at the volume on this one. 9 million compared to an usual 1 million. Let's take a look at this on Sunday during the Tesla Weekly Live. Silver, wow, look at this again. Silver, big drawdown like this, broke the horizontal support right here. Bitcoin, right smack on its downward resistance. We have a good stochastic. Maybe the launch is going to happen. Ripple, I like to see this, 0.025, up almost 5%. So we are seeing some move right here. And again, here we already have within our congestion zone. This is the congestion zone. Within our congestion zone, we are having a higher low. So we already have the channel it is going to be in. So this is very good information. And US dollar came down a little bit, but there's some pushback up towards the end of the day. And new battery material, this is not moving much. This is not moving much. It hasn't traded since Tuesday, September 26th. So I'm going to have to look into this one. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great weekend. We are going to talk on Monday, unless you are a member, in which case we are also going to talk on Sunday, where I take around an hour looking in more details at what we are looking at during the weekdays. And also we are looking at the weekly technical analysis chart to see just a little bit further down the road what we could be expecting. So have a great weekend, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.